Hi, welcome back to library class with Mr. Mercaldo.
Today we are reading The Day You Begin by Jacqueline Woodson and illustrated by Rafael Lopez. Now, when I first met Jacqueline Woodson in 2018, she was the National Ambassador for Young People's Literature and had won the John Newbery Medal for her book Brown Girl Dreaming.
She inspired me to tell my own story. And that's one of the themes of this book, to share your own stories. Now let's take a look at the illustrator.
Rafael Lopez, who has won numerous medals for his beautiful picture book illustrations. Now let's take a closer look at
Illustration here. Now, looking at the cover of the illustration, what do you notice about the door?
What do you notice about the door?
Yes, that's right. There is a ruler on the door. Why do you think the illustrator Rafael Lopez put a ruler on the door? Well, what is a ruler used for? Yes, a ruler is used for measuring things.
Another clue is the expression on the young girl's face. She seems a bit timid or nervous. Why might that be? Well, oftentimes rulers are used to measure things, and people often get into a bad habit of measuring ourselves or comparing ourselves to other people.
And that is why the ruler is on the door. It's symbolizing how we measure ourselves against other people. Good vocabulary word, symbolizing. Let's look at some other vocabulary words.
Here is a preview of the vocabulary words in the book The Day You Begin. Let's start with the word fragile. It means something that is easily broken. Okay, it's time for a turn and talk. Which photo matches with the word fragile? The correct answer is the photo of the egg in the bottom right. Okay, second turn and talk. Which photo does not match with the word fragile? The correct answer is that the blocks in the top right are not fragile. The next vocabulary word is the word souvenir. It means something you get from vacation to remind you of the place that you went. For the next turn and talk, answer the question, which souvenir would you like to take home to remember a travel to Mexico? Would you bring back a keychain, a bracelet, a magnet, or a pyramid from Chichen Itza? Try using this sentence starter. The souvenir I would bring home from Mexico is... So there was no wrong answer with this turn and talk. The souvenir I brought home from Mexico was a pyramid from Chichen Itza. Okay, the next vocabulary word that comes up in this book is kimchi. Kimchi is a Korean food that includes spicy pickled cabbage. The final vocabulary word that we're going to preview today is fabulous. Fabulous is something that is extraordinary and amazing, or super awesome. So for our final turn and talk, tell your partner, how were you feeling today at the start of class? Were you more feeling kind of ordinary or bored, or were you feeling more fabulous? And say why. All right, we've met the author and illustrator, we've previewed the vocabulary, it's time to start the story. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way the words curl from your mouth. The beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just arrived here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Hey class, quiet down. Rigoberto from Venezuela. Your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller. When the teacher asks, what did you do last summer? Tell the class your story. We went to France, Chayla says. These shells came from a beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar of tiny shells, so fragile, they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina. Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey. Their travels going on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room, where no one is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Naja will wrinkle up her nose and say, "What's in there anyway?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat in kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, the game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready, even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you, until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister. You tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago. Reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. The end. The end. Now, we have a little project to do. So this is the foldable mini book project. You're going to write your name on the front and then color it in to resemble the door, and then you're going to fold it. You can see my example, the day Mr. Mercaldo begins. I love walking around the classroom and saying my students' names, the day so-and-so begins to share their stories. So here's the inside of the project. You're going to write your name again, where you are from, what you did last summer, your favorite lunch, and what you like to play. Let's now take a look at an example. My name is Mr. Mercaldo. I am from an island in Massachusetts. Last summer, I swam with a whale shark in Mexico, and I traveled to Africa. My favorite lunch is tacos. And some games I like to play include American football, lacrosse, chess, and some PlayStation 5. Let's now take a closer look at the drawing. And this circle's for drawing your face, and then you can add a body to it. That's Mr. Mercaldo. That's my head. It's my head, my face, got my tie, got my sneakers, my pencil, and my shirt. So if you are a teacher who wants to teach this lesson, I recommend you head over to my Teachers Pay Teachers store called Learning with Mr. Mercaldo, where you will find all of the resources you need to teach the lesson. Starting with this 3-page lesson plan that's aligned to Common Core standards and includes a list of materials, the procedures, social emotional connections, a long list of differentiation, formative assessment guiding question prompts, and more. It's everything you need to get a highly effective rating on any observation. Also available for separate download is the double-sided foldable book project offered in both English and Spanish, as well as the 20 slides in this video that include getting to know the author, illustrator, and the vocabulary routines. Another important resource is the bilingual visual glossary support. This is a wonderful and necessary support for supporting native Spanish-speaking students. Lastly is the summative rubric, which is necessary if you want to provide a grade for your students on this project, or if you want to sit down with them and provide them some more detailed feedback. It is designed to assess every component of the lesson. So in total, there are 5 different resources offered for this lesson, and they will be bundled together to offer a discounted price of 4 for the price of 5.
The end product, when you're done, we're gonna hang it up for everyone to see, because you'll finally be able to share your stories, and you'll see, once you share your stories with the class, you're gonna find out you have things in common with people you didn't even know, and then new friendships will emerge. You'll have a new friend today. Well, that's the day you begin to share your stories. Look forward to seeing your work.
So thank you to anyone who is liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel or purchasing any of my products on Teachers Pay Teachers. Your support is encouraging to continue creating educational resources.